Going live. We're going live on YouTube here in a second. So come on in and tell a friend. We are going live here soon. In and tell a friend. That's a good point. See here. Let me see. What's up, everybody? We're going live here in a second on YouTube, talking about how I'm building 7 streams of income. Come on in and tell a friend. Come on in and tell a friend. I think it's going to rain tonight. It's real windy here. Okay. Windy conditions. Boom. Come on in and tell a friend. Most meters. What's up, everybody? Come on in and tell a friend. Talk about building 7 streams of income today. Make sure we on. Make sure we're live. Make sure. Boop, 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 boop. What's up, everybody? going live here shortly. Going live, going live. Going live, going live. All my levels. Make sure my mic is on the right mic. Make sure. Yeah, that's good. What's up, y'all? We talking about building 7 streams of income. We're going live here in a second. Thank you for hopping in. What's up, everybody? Going live here in a second. Talking about building 7 streams of income. We building. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. What's up? What's up? What's up, everybody? What's up, everybody? What up? What up? What up? If you're joining us from YouTube, what's up, y'all? If you're joining us on Instagram, what's up, y'all? We talking about today how I've been building 7 streams of income, but it's not about me, it's about you. How can you build 7 streams of income too? And this is a journey that I'm on, something that I'm currently doing. So it's not done, but it's something that I'm doing. And so I think it's super important for everyone to know different ways to build income. Like today, in today's world, one income stream it feels too shaky, right? If that income stream gets stopped, gets blocked, then you find yourself in a very precarious situation. What do I mean by that? I mean, you find yourself scared because you don't know where your next dollar is going to come from. And as we all know, if you don't have money, you don't have motion, and you need motion to keep going and flowing. And money isn't everything, but for what money can do, it can solve money problems. So we got to be aware of that. So how many people, let's start with this. How many people, if they could, or how many people would, or how many people want to make all the money that they can? Raise your hand. Everybody in here that wants to make all the money that they can, raise your hand. All right, we got some hands up. Raise your hand or wave your hand if you want to make all the money that you can. If you want to make all the money that you can, raise a hand. I'm sure most of you are raising your hands right now. And that's good. That's what we want, right? We want you to make all the money you can. Hopefully that's why you're here, to build your freedom. But what I've come to tell you is that money follows mindset. Money follows mindset. So if your mind isn't right, if you don't have the right mindset, it doesn't matter how much money you make, you'll never keep the money. It doesn't matter how many streams you build, you won't be able to keep those streams flowing. So you've got to have the right mindset with your money, the right mindset with your money, the right mindset with your money. That's the key thing, is having the right mindset. Because if you mindset, then there's a high likelihood that the money that you've made, or the money you think that you've made, or the money you want to make, is soon going to be gone because you don't have the right mindset. So money follows mindset. Remember that. Money follows mindset. If my mindset isn't right, the money that I do get, I won't keep. And if we're honest with ourselves, all the money that we've made to this point, you've made a lot of money. If you're the average American person, if you're the average Black American in the United States, you've made money to this point in your life. You have made significant amounts of money. Significant amounts of money has flown through your hands, but you likely don't know where it went, what it went to, and you likely feel like you haven't made much money, but chances are you probably have. And so if that's true, and if it's also true that you want to make all the money that you can make, you've got to think, if I have not made all the money that I want to make yet, what could be the problem? And I'm here to tell you that the problem is the mindset. Money follows mindset. So you got to tell yourself, hey, maybe I need a change of mind. I need a change of mind. And I realized, it was I got a great job probably 10, 12 years ago. Super excited. It was my first real big job, and I was super excited about it. I was like, man, finally. But then what I learned was that that job was really shaky, and it was a good stream of income. Good. It was my main stream, and it was good. And then I thought to myself, okay, well, um, I've got to make a decision here. Either I'm going to stick with this shaky, good stream of income, or I'm going to make a change. And that was the highest paying job I'd ever had. I think at the time I was making like 75,000, 80,000 a year, something like that. And it was good money for me. I was single, didn't have any responsibilities like that, just was needed to take care of myself. And, it was a good time. But what was interesting is that stream of income got choppy. It got real choppy. And so at that point, I made a decision. I realized that that choppy stream of income stopped. I would have to start all over. And I decided then to work to develop additional streams of income. And ever since then, I've been on that journey of developing additional streams of income because I knew then that one stream was too close to no streams. One is too close to none. One is too close to none when you talk about streams of income. And so it became, just super important for me to actually take the time to think about, okay, what am I going to do to build additional streams of income? What am I going to do? And so I decided that one of the things that I would do was to find another good job. And so I encourage you all to look for another good job. Look for another job. You need a good foundation. You need something that's going to, at least not make you sweat. And there's different opinions on this, but in my opinion, there's so much life to live. There's so many things that you'd like to do. Do you really want to spend it stressed out trying to make things work? I forget what the statistics are. Let's look them up. But I think statistically, most people that don't have a good job really struggle because that what they call active income is essential. It's important. And when you don't have that, you can become very fragile. You can become very emotional, unhinged because you don't have that consistent amount of income. And entrepreneurship is tough. There's a lot of ups, there's a lot of downs, there's a lot of going sideways. You feel like you're going to make it one day, you feel like you're not going to make it another day. And because of that, it can be very difficult to have a consistent flow. It's hard to set up your life around something that's up and down, round and round. And that's a lot of times what entrepreneurship is. And so getting a good job, a job that gives you some freedom. I really recommend remote jobs. Find a remote job that gives you some freedom, but also gives you some consistent active income. Now, it's going to take work. It's going to take a lot of work in order for you to maintain that job, be good at that job, excel at that job, and do things on the side. And frankly, most people just don't want to work that hard. They don't want to deal with that many headaches or deal with that many challenges or solve that many problems. What you've got to decide is that, am I okay with one stream of income, one good job, or do I believe in this environment where things are changing every day that it may be better for me to try to develop multiple streams of income? And so that's what today's live is about. Is really about developing multiple streams of income. How can you get to multiple? How can you multiply your streams of income? Well, one of the best ways to multiply something is to have something to multiply, right? And a job gives you something to multiply. Too many people, they get the money from their job and they spend it and they use it and they don't use it, right? They lose it and don't use it, right? They take the money and they spend it and don't sow it. Spending, sowing. Money should be sown as a seed to produce more money. Not literally in the ground, but in the ground of good investments, in the ground of good activities that are likely have a high probability to produce more money. And too many people get that job and they just spend the money. They reward themselves. They worked all week. They buy Starbucks. They buy this. They buy that. They buy shoes. They buy clothes. They buy things that they probably do not need. At the level they don't need them, they buy the fanciest couch, the fanciest car. They aren't thinking about how can I be a person that takes that job income, that active income that I'm working for, and I use it to really multiply into another stream of income. That's got to be your mindset. And if that is your mindset, you'll probably do what I begin to do. So, number one, I found a job that gave me some autonomy. It was mostly remote, and it gave me the ability to work at my pace and get things done and really, hey, go get this done, come back, let us know when it's done, that sort of thing. And if you find a good job like that, it really puts you in a good position to multiply your income, multiply your streams. So I always encourage people, don't quit your day job. If you're trying to be an entrepreneur and you just want to up and quit your day job, I don't recommend it. I do not recommend that at all, because your day job is just a great place to start. There's so many things you can learn from that job, so many things you can do in that world, so much exposure you get that it's a great way to be a part of the larger economy and really learn some things. So my opinion is don't quit your day job, okay? And really what you want to do is use that, what you call active or earned income, right? W-2 income you get from your job, and you want to use that income and not spend it on yourself, but use it as a seed to multiply into more streams of income. So don't just, hey, entrepreneurship, let's go get multiple streams of income. Well, one of the key streams, the first stream, is to get a good job so you can have something to multiply, right? So if you use it wisely, if you use your job wisely, then it will be your first investor instead of a place where you get stuck and you're not able to develop multiple streams. So I want to tell you what I did. Of course, I used my job. The second thing I was able to do was to start to invest in Turo. Now, Turo was one of these things where I realized that I needed additional income because I was having another. And so it was like, hey, anybody who's a parent out there knows that children cost money. Children are expensive. And so I already had one child. I was going on my second. And my thought was, okay, I need more money. What can I do? And so I decided to put my car on Turo. And it was very uncomfortable, mostly because we didn't really have a second car. We had a car that was okay, but we didn't have a car that was truly like at the level my car was. My car was newer, it was nicer, all these things. And so I really liked that car. It was my first new car that I ever purchased. I think it was a 2015 Camaro. I purchased it. I believe I purchased it in 2015 as well, or did I purchase it in 2014? I don't remember exactly, in 2015, but it was my brand new car. I was excited about it. I was happy to get that car, and then to actually use that car and let other people use it on a platform called Turo, where people would maybe treated bad, that was a scary thing. And I know for a lot of you, that's a scary thing. And so you haven't done Turo, you're not looking into it because it's a scary thing. And that's tough. That's tough because what I learned was that if I could get past that fear, that man, this is my car, and oh, what will people do to it? Oh, all that fear that I had was stopping me from developing another stream of income. And so all of that fear that I had something in my possession that I could use to go and build another stream of income. But I would, because I thought, man, why would I let someone else use my car? I need my car. And many times, most cars sit unused most of the time. They take you where you need to go, and then they're not being used anymore. So it's rather inefficient, actually. The car takes you to work, and then it sits at work for 8 hours. It takes you home. Sits at home for, probably maybe 14 hours. Most of the time, the car is sitting, and it's not being utilized. But someone comes with an idea and says, hey, you can use that car to develop an additional stream of income. And the number one thing that we think is, man, I don't want anybody using my car. Remember what I said? A lot of us want to make all the money we can make, but your mindset is stopping you from using that car as a seed to be planted to make more money. Well, I got past the fear. There were some bad experiences, and I'm glad I had them early. I was letting other people use my car, and I found out that, okay, this is this is difficult. This is not fun. This is not a joyous occasion to have people using my car. And I remember one guy used my car, and I guess his dog scratched up my dash. And first of all, you weren't supposed to have dogs in the car anyway. So why do you have your pet in my car? And then he lied about it and acted as if, hey, I don't know where those scratches came from. I'm like, oh my! And there was a spill. Like it wasn't just like a regular spill. It was like Kool-Aid with extra sugar and extra ickiness, like spilled on my floor. And I remember I had to clean it out and do all this work, and I almost got discouraged. But then I thought to myself, wow, this car has been sitting this whole time. And I've known about this platform for years because I did know about it for years. And instead of using that car as a seed to actually get additional income, I was too scared. I had fear. And many of us don't have the money we want because fear is stopping us from moving forward. Fear is stopping us from building an additional stream of income. So most of us do have cars. We just let them sit, let them lose their value, and just the world goes on. And we sit and complain and say we want more money, not even thinking that there's something in our own possession right now that we could use to get additional streams of income. So Turo, that's my second stream of income. I got the job. Now I got Turo. Okay. Now let's talk about a third stream, and that's selling physical products. So the physical products that I sell are Diamond Shine cleaner products. So I sell these cleaners, and these cleaners help you clean your shower, your kitchen, your windows, all types of uses for these. And I ended up in this scenario working with a partner to help me sell online, sell via sites like Etsy, eBay. All of these places have buyers. And the cool thing about this is that if you can find something that people want, then there's a high likelihood that they'll buy it from you. I mean, it's that simple. But it's also fairly difficult because it's not difficult to do what I just mentioned. What's difficult is to fight through the frustration, the fear, the blocks, the mindset that I'm going to sell things online and people are actually going to buy it from me. Like, why would anybody buy that? Why? This is what your mind tells you. Why would anybody want to buy from me? Why would, why would I be good at that? Why could I do that? I remember when I was first being told about selling on Amazon, and a friend of mine who I went to college with was saying, yeah, like me and my husband are selling on Amazon and we're doing like a ton of business and we're thinking about quitting our jobs. I'm like, really? I thought to myself, like, selling online, isn't that for like people who don't have anything else to do? Because my friend at the time, they had good jobs. They were making money. They had stuff they could do. And it was just ironic that they've come to find out that they could actually sell so much in niche areas and use all these new platforms that were out there to generate significant income. I'm talking about 4 figures, 5 figures, 6 figures, 7 figures even selling online. And so I'm like, oh man, I'm late. I'm late to the party. How am I going to be able to sell online? Right? How am I going to be able to actually do this? I'm too late. But that was all mindset. That's your mind telling you you're too late. It's your mind saying, I'm not going to be able to do this. I'm not going to be able to, like, this isn't for, I can't, that's all in your mind. Money follows mindset. Money follows mindset. If you want to develop additional streams of income, you've got to get over the voice in your mind telling you that you can't do it, telling you that you can't do it, telling you that you're not capable, telling you that you're not worthy. I couldn't do that. I'm not that technical. We always think of everything that we're not instead of focusing on everything that we are. Hold on. This is my actual job. That I need to reply to. This is one of my streams of income. And you need to be prepared to actually reply and deal with those when they come. So just handle that. That's one stream of income. And you've got to be ready. Do not, when you become an entrepreneur, do not be bad at your job. Do well at your job. Be ready to give an answer. Be ready to actually, be ready. Just be ready to be good at your job. Entrepreneurship is not about, let's be bad at our job and let's just use it to be our first investor. No, be good at your job, learn from your job, exceed on your job. And in addition to that, you take that money from your job that they're paying you, that earned income, and you reinvest it. The first thing I reinvested it into was Turo. I reinvested it into Turo because I actually reinvested it into a car that I already needed to use. And I took that car and I said, well, let me make some money off of this thing. And that's exactly what I did. And it was painful and it was hard and it was frustrating, but we got through it. That was stream number 2. Then I partnered up with someone and I said, you know what, let's sell some products online. And that was income stream number 3. Took a while. I thought the space is too crowded. There's no way that, I'll be able to sell things online. Those were all lies. Lies that my mind, when in fact, there's plenty of space to sell things online. The what's required to sell things is for people to need those things, right? So what are some things that people need that they could get online that you potentially can get yourself and then give to them? I remember there was a company going out of business, and so went there and bought a product that was going out of business, put it online. In a couple weeks, it sold. And so I made money off something that seemed like worthless in one area. In one area, no one was interested in it. But the good thing about the internet is that it opens you up to so many different areas. And so what may not be of interest in, the south of the United States may be of super interest in the west coast of Canada. All types of opportunities if you open yourself up to them. So that's income stream number 3, selling online, physical products. Let's talk about income stream number 4. This is a good one because now this is passive income. And one of the passive income streams is dividends. So dividends are actually shares. It's shares in the profit of a company. And so there are multiple ways to get dividends, but it's essentially stocks paying you for owning them. If that makes sense. Dividends are a share in the profits of a company. How can you own a company? Well, if you've been following me for any length of time, you can own a company. And if you actually put money into that company and you buy their stock, when that company gives a dividend, then you're going to get income, passive income, dividend income from that stock. And so you've got to do that research. Just look it up. Just Google it. Hey, what stocks pay out dividends? So you can get that passive income. That's a 4th income stream that you can gather. That's a 4th income stream that you can gather. You can gather that income by simply owning stock. So instead of, again, this is all about a foundation. This is all about building multiple streams of income. You might think it's hard. You might think it's, but that thinking is wrong. Money follows mindset. If you get the mindset that, instead of taking the money from my job and giving it to some other company, why not own a piece of the company that will actually pay me for owning it? I still have my money over here in the form of a stock, and it pays me money back. That's dividend income. Getting a call here. So that's dividend income. That is the income that you can get very passively just by owning a stock. And that's my 4th stream of income, is dividend income. So look it up. If you never heard of dividend income, it's really owning stocks that will pay you for owning them. Okay. Um, so I wish I could get some questions from you guys because I want to help you guys develop multiple streams of income. Um, what's the fifth stream of income? Another passive stream of income. The fifth stream of income is interest income. Interest. What is interest? Interest income is if you have credit cards and that sort of thing, that's the income that you give to the credit card companies. That's the income that you give to the credit card companies. They charge you interest. When you get the loan on your car, so interest income is money that is earned on money. Like so interest for me, if you have a high yield savings account, which is a savings account that pays you interest, then you can just an income stream simply from like putting money somewhere. So from saving money, it can be very small, but it can, frankly, be pretty good as well. Like if you have, let's say, $500, you can earn some money off of that. You can earn some money on your 500. There are vehicles that allow you to do that, allow you to earn interest on that money. And so interest income is another vehicle for you to have an income stream. So too many times we're paying interest on things, on stuff, on loans that we have, on da 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 da. But do you know that you also can earn interest income if you put your money in the right place? So that's available to you. And all you have to do is simply put your money as a seed, use money as a seed, sow it, plant it, watch it grow to make more money. One way it can grow is through interest income. Okay, so number 6. This is something new that we're doing. So, if you're not subscribed, obviously subscribe to the channel, the YouTube channel. We're doing some cool things as it relates to courses, like teaching you guys how to develop multiple streams of income, teaching you guys, why to do this, where to do it, when to do it, all the things. But one of the ways we're able to gather income off of this is by developing courses. This has really blown up in the past, 3-4 years, where people are teaching their knowledge to other people. And it's always been a thing with universities and schools and colleges. But what you're seeing now, and what you've been seeing for the past, 3 years at least, more and more people are offering, hey, I will teach you this skill, or I will teach you this mindset so you can take it and actually go and generate income. And so that is what I would call courses, programs, challenges. All those things are ways to help people, and give them an opportunity to get that help by actually investing in themselves. And so the investment that they make into income for you. And so that's one of the things we're doing. That's my sixth way of a sixth stream of income is courses, programs, online education, I would call it. And so I've only dabbled in this a little bit. I put some courses out back in 2020. I want to call it 2022, and I got some people who purchased, and that was good and fine. But I didn't spend a lot of time on it because there were many other things in my life that were becoming rapidly growing. Some of my other income streams, Turo, my retail selling online, it took a lot of my focus. And so I'm just now getting back into the courses space and offering courses and challenges to people so you guys can learn how to develop multiple streams of income too. So that's my sixth stream of income, is to actually provide courses, and online action, to folks, one-on-one calls, all that sort of thing, to kind of show people exactly what they can do to develop the mindset to get the money. Money follows mindset. Remember that. Remember that. Okay. 7 streams. Seven's the lucky number. 7 is the number of completion. If you're looking from a biblical perspective, And my seventh stream of income that I'm working on currently is YouTube income. Actually putting out YouTube videos, coming consistently out on YouTube to make sure I'm building an audience, talking to folks, teaching you guys about how to build your freedom, and essentially allowing YouTube to partner with me and run ads and actually pay money to me for allowing them to run ads on my content and participating in their program. And so that's a huge opportunity, huge area income stream that I'm just starting to develop. I'm definitely going to keep you guys informed as I develop it. But it's another income stream because many of us take for granted what we know, and we know a lot. There's a lot that we know. There's a lot that you know, but you know, you've got to get it out there. You've got to talk to people. You've got to communicate it. And in doing that, you'll find your audience. The Bible says, my sheep know my voice, and as strangers they will not follow. And if you look at that verse, there's a lot of faith in that verse, meaning that, oh, okay, if I'm a sheep, if I'm a follower of God, then I know his voice. It's like a child and a parent. When you spend time with your parent, you spend time with your child knows your voice, right? They know your voice and they know it's different from other voices. They can hear it, they can sense it, they know it. And the most powerful thing about building a YouTube stream of income is that you start to put your voice out there, and who's for you is for you. Who needs to hear from you needs to hear from you. Who, they used to say in church, what God has for me is for me. And so a lot of what you're doing is, you're testing out your voice. You're putting information out there and seeing who does this resonate with. Hopefully you're improving it all along the way. You're trying to give people value. You're learning how to provide value, things that folks can go with. And so I hope one of the biggest things you learned from today's talk is that, yes, it's possible to have 7 streams of income. I just found exactly how to do that. But the biggest thing is that money follows mindset. Money follows mindset. And if you get that, man, you've got it. And when you get that, you start to realize, man, I've got to work on my mindset. I've got to work on what I hear, what I see, what I repeat, what I say, what I hear, what I see, what I say, what I hear, what I see, what I say. These are the things that will affect your mindset. And if you can get that mindset right, you raise your hand. I'm assuming that you raise your hand out there. Say, I want to make all the money I can make. Well, money follows mindset. If you've got a mindset to actually take money, plant it like a seed, grow it to generate more money, then I guarantee you will be able to develop the streams of income that you need, and you will, no doubt, in my mind, you will be able to make all the money that you want to make. And hopefully that will cause you to do as much good as you can. All right, y'all. I hope that helped you as much as it helped me. Please subscribe to the channel if this helped you at all. If not, find a channel that works for you, that will help you, that will feed you, that will help build your mindset. That's the most important thing. Build that mindset. Build that mindset. A winner's mindset will create more wins in your life, and you'll get to those 7 streams. All right, y'all. That's it. That's all I got for you. Be blessed. Until next time, I'll always ask you to do one thing, and that's to stay motivated. Stay motivated. Peace.